Let's talk Carson Wentz. As you probably all know, Aaron Rodgers is hurt and is most likely out for the remainder of the season. And in Vegas' mind, this only leaves one man in the front running for winning the most valuable player in the league. Carson Wentz. Does he really deserve to be in MVP talks? If you don't know by now, I'm a huge Philadelphia Eagles fan, and I've seen quite a bit from Carson Wentz. My friends always get to hear me talk about him constantly. I give him a ton of praise, but at the same time, I'm not afraid to say when he sucks. Like, you hear a lot of Eagles fans talk about how he is a really smart quarterback and all these interceptions and mistakes are our wide receivers' faults. And don't get me wrong, our wide receivers are hot garbage at catching the football. But Carson also throws a ton of stupid passes. Like, I swear he thinks Nelson Aguilar is 9'3" because he constantly throws the ball 4 feet over his head. It never fails. Carson is not a perfect quarterback by any means, but I will not hesitate to tell you that Carson is the best young quarterback in this league. But when you start to say MVP, I have to pump the brakes a little bit. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Carson as much as the next guy, but honestly, I don't think he's proven himself enough yet. And yes, I can hear all those pitchforks raising, but gun to my head, if you were to ask me who's the best player in the league right now, Carson Wentz would not even enter my mind. He's just not there yet. Now, this doesn't mean I think he'll never reach that point, but it's going to take a little longer than 21 games. He continues to surprise me, so maybe I'm wrong, and Carson will finish the season undoubtedly the MVP. I mean, he's that type of player. It's hard for me to logically put him in an MVP spot. Like, I still believe he's a sensational player, but in my opinion, I'd rather have him than Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston, Mitch Trubisky, and Deshaun Watson. Actually, Deshaun Watson's an interesting argument. There's not a whole lot of an argument that I actually could make of why Carson is better than Deshaun. The eye test would tell you that Carson is better, but just because he looks better doesn't mean anything if you don't have any results. The only argument I can make is that Carson is leading his team to success. Like, we're currently 5-1, and the Texans are 3-3. Carson is really the only decider of our success, and when he does well, we do well. The same can't be said for Deshaun. I'm hella biased on both of them because I love the Philadelphia Eagles, but I also love Clemson. But I love Clemson because I love Brian Dawkins, which would lead back obviously to the Eagles. I don't know. In my opinion, it's obvious that Carson is better, but I can't really put into words why, you know? It's just something about his game that looks more polished and jaw-dropping. Well, anyways, I'm done rambling. Question of the day: who is the MVP of the league right now, in your opinion? As always, leave your opinions down in the comments and I'll make sure to read them, but until next time, peace.